anniversary.
Thank you, Mary.
Now, whilst we have everybody, it's probably a good opportunity to give you a present that we have arranged from all of the family, which I have carefully in this bag. I can pass over.
Triple.
Okay. Right.
Alexander particularly.
Oh, sorry.
Colin looks like you.
You straighten that and lighten this.
That's why they call me Grandpa. Oh.
Thank you.
Jane, it says.
Yes.
Oh.
Lindsay's cousin.
Yes, so it is. Oh, the one at Winchester.
Yes, somewhere in that
Where,
area.
where we had the wedding.
Yes.
Andrew's wedding.
Yes.
I decided not to get you an actual ticket for a given date.
No.
So it's a voucher for you to be able to choose a date that you would like to go on the Orient Express to Venice or anywhere else the Orient Express you can choose.
That is amazing.
Yes.
Oh dear. I'm a bit overcome.
And welcome.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. That is fabulous. We will, yes, really look forward to, especially at the moment. It's so difficult to look forward to things properly, isn't it? It's just so chaotic. We cancelled our trip, so now we've got something to
Now have another trip to look forward to in the future.
Yes.
It's from everybody in the Pritchard and Fox families combined.
Thank you. That's, yes, that's above and beyond. This is Oliver's artwork, everybody, who is yes.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, very
Yes. Who is proudly but belatedly showing off his walking today. And that one is by Alexander, who's
That's lovely.
7 soon. Soon, not quite 7, so.
Right. This one's
Yeah.
Lois.
I also made Grandpa a birthday card.
Oh.
Right. If you go to my daddy's, other people can see you.
Oh,
Can I go
they've all been painting stones for me today with their faces on. Because when they come to us, we always go down to the beach and throw pebbles in the sea. So today I collected a lot of pebbles illegally off the beach, so we shall be in trouble. And they're painting them so we can put them round our patio near the plants with their faces on. So adults and children. We have yet to view the adults' artwork.
Best man has arrived, I see.
Ah, where is the best man? Oh,
He's
yes.
muted.
He's
Best thing to do with him. But otherwise, we're there.
Can I take over for a second?
Yes.
What I would like to suggest we do is we all propose you a toast with whatever we haven't have to hand. And then I'm going to move people into breakout rooms. And you and Colin can talk to smaller groups. But the breakout rooms are people who know each other. And then they're the other important people. So that you can actually have a conversation, but you can have a conversation with your own group in the meantime. Does that sound sensible?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll go for it. Whatever.
So we've got a couple of nominal things to toast you with. So who's going to propose the toast? I'll propose the toast. It seems bizarre, but anyway, I will.
I'm
I
going
wasn't
to get
even
a glass.
chief bridesmaid. I was young when you.
We've just been looking at the photographs of you as a bridesmaid.
Oh dear. Lindsay and Colin.
Lindsey and Colin.
Well done very much. So lovely to see everybody.
Okay, so what I will do is I will put you into break. Hello, we've come to join you for 5 minutes.
Oh,
Hello.
How are you all?
Yeah, we're we're all right.
Yes, we're
Coping,
good.
coping with your
Sorry
mother?
if I
Very well, thank you.
shortly.
Full family here.
Where are you going, Sue?
Her battery's at 1%.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
That's
everyone.
better.
Where is
There we are.
I'm sort of in.
Oh, it's Lindsay. Hi. That's amazing.
Hi.
Hi.
We had sort of few technical hitches, like the camera was sort of down on the table and
Yeah, we
couldn't
them.
really. Yeah, maybe, but put a cushion on there.
Keep it high.
Oh, tip it higher.
Hello.
Okay, oh, that's clever.
Seeing you now.
Yeah, that's better. Perfect.
Think of it.
Yes.
Your hair looks nice, Rose.
Thanks. Got the lockdown cut sorted now.
Look at these people.
Made it to the hairdressers.
Yes, I made it to the hairdressers on Thursday.
Yeah.
I on Monday.
It's very satisfying, isn't it?
Very.
28th of July mine is.
Oh no.
We're not even
I got-
allowed to book them until the 13th, so
No.
In Wales. Hmm.
Yes.
You're in
Yeah.
Wales.
Go to England.
I know. Well, I'm actually coming to England before then, so you never know.
Jane. And then
Well,
other
I'll let you
people-
back in again.
Do you want me to try and
Yeah,
book
I know.
you, Sue? Do
Pardon?
you want me to try and book you?
They've got space
Yeah.
in my places.
Let's talk about it off this call, but yeah.
My hairdresser rang me, so
Trying to get you back in.
yeah. Did
Mine-
I want the haircut? And yeah, the answer was unequivocal.
Yes.
What happened with my dentist? They've contacted me, so
Yeah.
Mine's
Jane,
decided
did I
during
just see
lockdown
Flora
to
in the background?
You did.
Yes.
Oh,
We should be on the Isles of Scilly at the moment, but we
Oh.
cancelled it.
Oh.
Flora and I'm bubbled with Flora and Alice, and Flora, Alice, and here, and Jack, who was supposed to be there with us, has also come back for I think 2 or 3 weeks. So he's here. Oh, there's Flora in the background.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack's here. So we've just been having a holiday from Brookside, going out every day to
Nice.
the beach or somewhere.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
That's
park
lovely.
or something. So it's been a lovely
Yeah.
week.
I've just spoken to James, and he sends his apology, but Gemma's gone to sleep because Joel had a really bad night, and he doesn't want to wake her up.
Okay.
Otherwise he would be here.
Or
Well,
Joey.
we might be able to see her a little later, maybe.
On
Yeah.
later, but he didn't want to wake her up because she had such a bad night.
So you
Yeah.
didn't, Charlie?
Pardon?
So you didn't?
Yeah, well, gloss over that.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Forgive me, Fox family. What I suggest I do is I will leave you to talk and move Lindsay and Colin on.
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
Lovely to
Yeah.
see
Look after
you.
yourselves.
Thank you
Have a
for
lovely day.
Have a lovely day.
Anniversary.
Okay.
Take
Thank
me
you
a while
for my
to do it.
present.
So.
This is fair. I didn't know you could do all this with Zoom. Move people around.
Pat,
Then I
Who's
didn't,
that?
Rosie.
it's professional Zoom, so
Oh, I see.
Somebody help me.
Looking for the seagulls.
that's fluffy.
James,
where
you've done
are
a
you?
massive amount of work in your garden, haven't you?
Well, it's not looking as good as it was a couple of weeks ago because things have gone over a bit. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Lindsay.
So where are you, Ruth?
I mean, now
Oh, wow.
we parked near the Sea Lane Cafe
Yes, well, we'd go along there for ice creams or whatever. I think it's gone a bit more upmarket now than when they had their beach hut.
Yes, they've got a cafe outside.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very much
yeah,
brain.
whereas it was definitely, yes, ice creams and rather indifferent cups of tea, I think. But yeah, well, I remember the tide went a long way out, so sometimes the long
can see
arcs. So anyway, how is everybody? The people I haven't sort of said hello to.
James.
James.
Yes, doing well, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Congratulations.
Managed not to kill each other. So,
No. Or the cats.
all the,
How many cats?
2 cats.
right.
Hi, Gemma.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
All right, thanks.
I gather you had a bad night.
Yes.
Charlie's just told everybody.
Be consumed, well, the contents to be consumed amongst the vines. So they provide a table. I don't think they provide chairs, but we haven't discovered that. So we bought ourselves a lunch in a couple of weeks' time. A picnic hamper for 2.
Yeah, and then then they invite you to buy their wine to consume with it. I don't think it's obligatory, but obviously that's what they're hoping.
I don't think we'll be going for the sparkling wine,
No,
but we might well be going for something else of theirs.
yeah. So that would be our celebration.
Michael, you had some unsparkling wine, didn't you?
We did.
From
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Jolly good
I think it was a bit early. It's probably a bit early.
No, not too early.
Not too early. Oh, good.
No, that was fine.
Yeah.
They've been winning all sorts of prizes. Rathmini.
So we hope to get them.
Happy anniversary.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep,
Hope to see you in the flesh soon. Yes.
Bye.
And I just have made it determined because obviously I live up here, so it's a case of buying waterproof trousers.
Yes.
I mean, there's no such thing as bad weather, it's the wrong clothes, isn't it?
Yes.
So I've been doing that. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going to Wales because they're finally letting us in.
Oh,
so
yes.
there's a static caravan there.
Yes.
And so I'll be able to walk by the sea, which I know
Lovely.
is no luxury for you, but to me, I
Oh,
can't
it's still
wait.
not. Yes, it's still nice to walk by the sea. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, mind you, our promenades have been a bit like the M25 sometimes. You know, there are so many people. We don't get the mad crowds because we haven't got the facilities like Brighton or somewhere. And actually, our beach isn't that easy to swim off. So, but because the promenade,
Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, and Newfoundland, all the maritime provinces, have actually done really well and managed to not spread it too far. But we're right next to Quebec, which is
really bad.
Oh dear, what are they doing? Really, you know, it's a complete mess there. So yeah, but we can control our own provincial borders, so we can physically stop non-essential people from coming in. We do seem to be getting some Americans in,
Oh no.
which is something of a sore point, especially considering one of them brought COVID-19.
how are you? So have you
Please
been?
don't do that. Sorry.
How's the dog?
He's lovely. We tipped this up once.
Yes, I've seen him.
As he went to sleep.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's
Don't-
gorgeous.
Don't fall over. Can you see him?
Oh yes, yes.
I found him.
Yeah.
Because I think last time you had contact, David was searching around for him.
That was the he wouldn't come when he was called because he's deaf. Was the story we were told.
You're warned not to let him off. He's a rescue dog from the Dogs Trust.
All right.
And technically, we're just fostering him.
Okay.
Because they cover his vet needs.
Right.
And insurance.
Yeah.
That's no small amount of money, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But,
expensive.
Yes, I think it was because we think it because we've got one or two muntjac deers that have appeared up on the hillside behind us.
Right.
I think he was interested.
Yeah. Something to chase.
Yes. Yes.
How are the children? And grandchildren?
Grandchildren, they're all fine.
well.
Yes, all doing.
Thank you, yes.
Yes, they're all doing very well. Thank you.
Yeah.
And yours as well, I hope.
Yes. I don't know if you've seen any of ours, but
I saw Emma. I recognised Emma.
Yes.
But I haven't
You wouldn't
recognised anybody else yet.
Okay, so well, we've got Emma and Nick, her husband, and the 2 girls are here, and then Thomas and Claire and the 2 boys. But of course, Andrew's in Canada, and we'd hoped the plan was that he would come over this summer, but I mean that went out of the window.
Yes.
No, just no way. Even if he'd managed to come, they'd probably been quarantined, which would have been not very pleasant for anybody for 2 weeks. And then possibly again when he went back to Canada. So, because they haven't got much COVID in Nova Scotia. So, you know, they might have been a very expensive holiday because he couldn't have taken 6 weeks leave. So, yeah. So, yeah, sadly.
Lives in Cumbria, and her husband is Miguel, and comes from Valencia in Spain, and they've had tickets from Edinburgh Airport to go to Spain, and thanks to Nicola Sturgeon, of course, they can't.
They can't. No.
They decided once again to put her oar in, and so anyway, due to fly till 1st of August, so perhaps it'll be lifted by then. I don't know.
Yes, hopefully. Yes. Yeah.
Well, the only reason Rachel could go back to the States, because they don't let people in, is working at the World Bank, because she does economic research and goes to like Africa, Pakistan. She goes all over the world with this, or did. But she was given, because it sounds very grand, but it doesn't entitle first class, but she's got a diplomatic passport. And with her father, she's got an Irish passport. So it's like, pick a passport, and she's got 2 British passports, still of the same name, only because when she used to go to Pakistan when she worked at the IFS, they would keep it at their embassy for like 6 weeks, 2 months. And so if she had to go to a conference in Europe, she had to have a duplicate to use. Yeah. So yes, I think.
Well, so you can pick your terms then, can't you?
But you can pick who you are.
Not have to try and deal with that. But otherwise, yeah, we're doing okay. We had a cluster, much like England. We had a cluster of cases in one of the care homes here in central Halifax, and we had a number of deaths there. Most of the deaths happened there.
I don't know. Yeah, care homes seem to be a disaster.
Yeah.
How are you finding that, Emma?
Sorry?
Are you working frontline, or are you?
No, I'm still on the stroke unit. We're finding people are presenting too late now. So a lot of them, it's a week later. They've been at home for a week and then come in instead of.
I think people realise that they need to do something about it a bit quicker if they start going downhill, don't they?
Yeah. So whereas people with, if you had a stroke and you go straight in, you're blue lighted in, you can have treatment and things. Whereas that's not happening. People are just presenting later, and then we're discovering it was a stroke that was the thing. But
hi, Daisy.
Hiya, how are you doing?
Well, how are your cats?
Well, we're going to get a new pregnant foster on Monday, which is a bit exciting.
The look of despair on your mother's face.
There's not actually a look of despair. I was going to say we've just moved on 9. We had two pregnant mothers and 9 kittens.
We've still got others.
Too small a space, and that was chaos. So I'm really looking forward to 1 mother and kittens. It's lovely. I'm going to go off to the other room though.
Services from 5 to 7 in the morning, something like 5 to 4 in the morning, I think it was, and then some others in the afternoon, and there'd be 500 people.
Oh my goodness!
I think they must have had a real shock when they saw our congregation. But
I'm going to.
Did the surprise work? Did you know anything, Lindsay?
I didn't.
Oh, it did work.
What, you only knew this morning? You only knew this morning?
Yes. I only knew this morning. I knew we were going to talk to Andrew, obviously, because he couldn't be here.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't know everybody else was going to be on. So
Oh, good.
Colin did.
Because nearly told me by accident.
It was brilliant. Well done.
Yes.
It was
Well,
very strange.
they do that in our local coffee shops. You have to give your name and phone number. So that's as far as I've been. No, in fact, I haven't even been in. But certainly haven't been to the pub.
Yeah.
But we only tend to go to a pub either for a meal outside Seaford, in one of the villages outside, or after we've been bell ringing. Well, we're only bell ringing virtually at the moment.
How do you do that, Lindsay?
Well, it's a very strange experience. I mean, we're on Zoom, so you can see everybody, and then there's a thing called ringing room. And you join, and there's a picture of a circle of bells, bell ropes, and you're assigned a bell, and whoever's organising tells us what we're going to ring. But all you do is hit a key on a pad at the right time, so it's not like actually handling a bell. I mean, it looks completely different. I find it really difficult because I sort of tend to look to see where to go next.
Yeah,
I'm not very good at listening.
The person by you, don't you? Rather than...
Yes. So, I mean, we're getting better at it, but I'm not sure how it will translate to
a different skill.
Perfectly valid skill, but different.
Yeah.
Probably not as useful, really, in the long term.
Well, no, because
somebody's written some software then.
Sorry.
Somebody's written some software for Zoom.
Well, I think the ringing room software possibly existed before. There are various bits of software you can get to practice your the patterns on computers. I mean, really dedicated people, I understand, sit there with it on their phone all the time, you know, tapping away. But I need to go back to learning how to actually pull the bell and not kill myself. So I think
when I was doing,
you know, it's very. They've also just started with handbells. We're doing that at people's gardens just to really annoy the neighbours. And you've tried it, haven't you?
Yes.
But is that more like the real thing?
More like it, yes.
Yes. So we can only do 6 handbells. And so we're taking it in turns because obviously we're trying to be good socially distanced people. So my turn will come, no doubt, in the garden. But apparently we are going to be allowed to ring again, but only 4 in the tower. And
how many bells have you got then?
We've got 8 bells, so we could have 4 sort of alternate bells, and only ringing for 15 minutes, and that includes ringing up and ringing down. Well, it takes me about 15 minutes to ring up, so I shan't be doing that bit.
Are you allowed to leave the bells up while you change your 4s?
No, you won't be able to change your 4s because you have
Okay.
to leave the bells. They don't want you to clean the ropes because they get all tacky. So you've got to leave the ropes for long enough for any germs to have died.
Right.
Yeah, so it'll be 4, and then the next week it'll be another 4.
That sounds like us trying to get back in the office. We've got the kind of rules. It's just not worth it.
No
practicing. It's only allowed for services. And we
Yeah.
haven't started services yet. We shall soon.
Yeah. So yes. So no, we haven't been to the pub yet.
So I know that feeling.
I just went with my team it's quite nice to reconnect in person just while everyone's working on Zoom and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice to see. We've had so many redundancies and stuff. It was just quite nice to kind of pull everyone back together a bit.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But I don't think anybody really feels the need to go back in the office.
No.
You have to.
Now, which pub did you choose? One near the office?
Yeah, in Elephant and Castle. As I say, it was one of these kind of warehousey things that it was basically open space. you know, where you can get different types of food around the outside, and then like trestle tables. And it was 50% capacity, so there was loads of space, and it wasn't too bad. It still felt quite strange.
Yeah.
But it was just nice, so because everyone's a bit sad with like there's 200 people and we've had 20 redundancies and 20 furloughs, so it's quite a big impact.
Yeah. Well, I've been furloughed. How about that? I was furloughed from invigilating.
Okay.
You could have knocked me down with a feather when we got this email, and then a phone call to say that they would furlough us because we couldn't invigilate. Well, I'm only casual, so I'd expected not to earn anything, no exams, but they furloughed us on. And
yeah, we got guests back now last Saturday for the first time. So a little bit more normal now than it was, which is lovely.
Yeah.
So,
have you had to change much around the kind of the setup of the place to allow guests back? Or?
Yeah, because we have overnight lodge stays, so we've had to put glass screens in between the tables in the restaurant area, and doing deep cleans on all the lodges between stays, and the keepers now have to wear masks and gloves, both for the cats and for the guests as well. Although the government said you can go.
No, Colin. Take it steady.
Who we just lost?
I think Sarah's just joined
us.
Sarah,
I think, yes.
But not got her video on.
How are you, Seth? Are you all right?
No, he's
giving Mummy a cuddle.
He's glowering.
You want to talk to Lindsay?
No.
Seth just started back at preschool. Different.
Okay.
And
a different one,
Yeah, a new preschool.
A new preschool.
Because his one still hasn't opened.
Right. Yeah.
It has a good dinosaur supply and
excellent.
And I hear it's got a good slide, hasn't it, Seth?
He's not allowed in that bit of the garden yet. Because they've zoned it.
Oh.
But
so his bit of the garden's got a sand pit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Pirate ship, isn't there?
Yes.
Lego pirate ship.
Yes.
Not in his zone, I don't think.
There's only Lego boat. It's a Lego boat. It's not a.
Oh, okay, Lego boat. Oh, so that's good. Yes. Well, Oliver had to change nursery. He'd only been there about a month, and he had to change nursery because they closed his one and offered him a place at another one in the same group, but it was about 3/4 of an hour in the wrong direction. So
we had exactly the same thing. That's exactly what we had. So we were the boys went to this one and they were offered a space 45 minutes in the wrong direction, and it just wasn't viable. So
no, Claire thinks it was a blessing in disguise, because actually he's very happy at this one and he never really settled at the other one, so it's worked out okay. And of course Alexander's been going to school all the time, to skeleton school. I haven't discovered how many skeletons there are at his skeleton school. 0? Well, why is it skeleton school?
Say what?
Because there's a pandemic, it's a skeleton school. Okay.
Oh yeah, those are the people that have died then.
My skeletons.
We Seth, you start school in September, don't you, Seth?
Right.
So we haven't done our normal settling in sessions.
There's penguins and turtles, and I want to be a penguin.
Seth's going to be a penguin class.
Oh, okay. Wow.
There's 2 classes.
Yes.
A turtle and a penguin.
Yes. We've got friends who are already at school, friends who go to church with us who are already there. So that's quite good.
That's good. Yeah.
I think Hattie's had the same problem, hasn't she, Charlie? No, they haven't had an introductory lesson.
No. We haven't really had a lot of information through, to be honest, at the moment.
No.
It's just, I know that she's not starting until part-time until the 25th of September.
Okay.
Part-time basis.
Yeah.
So,
is that they'll take everybody's part-time, or they take them in gradually, or?
No, they're taking everyone. Well, they're taking all of reception in at part-time, and then but they'll have settling in the transition days will be the week before that.
Yeah.
Some transition days, so it's all you know, they've done that.
Yeah.
So how long will it take them to get to full time?
Only a week.
Oh right, I see.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a nightmare because it's 9:15 to 11:45, which I teach at 8:30 till 4. So
yeah,
I know ours is
about as bad as you could get.
Our settling in sessions are 10 till 11:45, which I'm just like, I'm going to have to take annual leave. Because
There's no concept of the fact that people have got jobs, is there?
No, exactly the same with this lot there. Yeah, it was just, this is when it is. And I think Eve was okay because when they started, they put them together, a September birthday with an August birthday kind of thing, and then worked up to, so when Zoe started, she was ages at home or only going part-time because her birthday is March, so she was sort of in the middle of the year, so she was one of the last to start, whereas Eve was one of the first to start, paired with a September child, because we got 2 late August birthdays. Yeah, no thought that, you know, you might want to. Sorry, we're having a quiche panic over there. There are lots of bin things around if you need.
Hello, Joel.
Hello.
Joel as well.
He's just woken up from a nap.
Oh right, yes. Yes.
Very communicative.
I'm going to say bye-bye. Bye-bye. How you get a wave out of him? If you say bye, you'll get a wave.
He does. That's one of his favourite things, is waving.
Yeah, waving. Yes, we get waving and blowing kisses.
Oh wow!
Quite a lot.
No, we haven't.
You had a haircut,
Joel. Yeah,
Yes.
Jim took some clippers to him yesterday. Bless him.
I thought I did quite a good job.
Along with Dad, by the look of it.
the rather 1950s cut.
Yes, sort of need the Brill cream.
Better than mine, anyway.
Well, I've mine done on Thursday, so it's now completely different from when I saw you, because I went Thursday evening.
Oh, did you?
Yes. My appointment.
Jack.
Jack. Hello, Jack.
Hello, Jack.
Hi, Jack. Long time no see.
Hi. How are you?
Good, thanks. I'm just kind of scanning the pages, see who I can see here. Yeah.
Okay.
Familiar faces. Yeah. Congratulations on
Thank you.
the anniversary. Yeah.
You on holiday, or you?
Yes, I'm kind of on a socially distanced holiday here. So
right.
There are worse places to do it, I must admit. Yeah. So
yes.
A lovely garden out there, and
yeah. A lovely countryside round.
Countryside, exactly.
Yeah.
They let you into the country.
What's that?
They let you into the country.
They let me in.
Quarantine.
They didn't even check, actually. It was all a bit easier. Oh, sorry. Feels like you're a long way away.
It's funny, isn't it? My friend's just come back from Erbil in Iraq, and she has actually been good. She's been hanging out for 2 weeks in a camper van on her parents' drive, which is what she was meant to do, but nobody checked in any way.
The girl, I don't know if you saw, you probably weren't on then, the girl who was my bridesmaid, Jean, her daughter works for the International Monetary Fund. It's based in Washington, but she's got a diplomatic passport, 2 British passports, because she used to do a lot of work in Pakistan where they were forever keeping your passport for about 6 weeks, and an Irish passport because her father was Irish, and so she just picks a passport depending on whether she wants to be quarantined or not, sort of. You know, whatever rules you want to go by, really.
Yeah. No, I think it's up to you, I guess, how you do it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to check. Theoretically, they check 1 in 5 cases, but
they
didn't even check that I filled in the form. I just walked through like normal, so I filled in the form.
You'd thought you'd fill in a form for tracking, wouldn't you? I mean,
Yeah, I think that was the point, and everyone was kind of waiting, doing it on their phone as they arrived, and then realised that no one was going to check anyway. Maybe
Do you have to wear a mask on the flight?
Yeah. Say again, masks?
Mask on the flight?
Yes. Yeah, that one you have to, I think. But I was coming from Germany where you have to wear masks anyway for public transport and shops and everything. So you don't leave home without a mask over there. Really, so.
He's got a lovely mask with helicopters all over it. I don't know why.
One of our medics has got a sewing machine, so he's been...
I've done those. I made them for Jim. He's got them with Land Rovers all over them and boats. Sharks. As a pilot, not sharks.
There are quite a lot on the tube. It's quite fun looking at what people have gone for.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you think it's good having a nice toy helicopter one, but at other times it doesn't feel quite appropriate.
Just want to play.
A serious mask, and then a party mask, and then a fun, crazy mask. Yeah.
And does everybody wear them on? Keep them on the tube?
Yes, you have to. I don't think you technically have to wear them when you're on the station platforms by law or whatever they've done, but everyone does as soon as you go down, really.
Yeah.
Before they had masks, they were making you keep more of a distance, so you had to, when you went down the escalators, you were meant to have a certain amount of steps and stuff, but they aren't doing that anymore. No. Everyone wears masks, and people don't really sit. People will leave a seat in between each person.
Yeah.
That was it on the flight. They didn't seem to be doing that. They were kind of, they had, some empty rows and then some were 3 rows of strangers.
Yeah.
Managing that very successfully.
I think they decided it was too complicated with families if they tried to break people up on the plane, because children have to sit with their parents. So you've got to, it would make it too difficult. So you just have to wear a mask. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think we may grab a bit of lunch.
Yeah, well, I think my lunch has just been brought over to me, so I can quite understand. We're all, getting rumbling stomachs.
Yes, our boys have.
I've got a visitor, I think, by the sounds of it. So.
Did I hear rumour we were cutting cake at 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you supposed to know that, Lindsay?
I've learned. Well, I knew that. Well, I knew we were cutting cake at 3 because I provided the cake. But I've learnt this morning that we're all seeing.
Oh, okay.
The cake cutting.
I will be back to let you in at 2:45.
Of you anyway.
Thank you.
Nice talking to you.
I hope to see everybody properly
soon.
Yeah, it's good to see you all.
Thomas and everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Good to see everybody.
Bye. Lovely to see everybody.
Bye.
Well,
Bye.
Alice wants to wave goodbye as well.
There's Alice.
Happy anniversary.
Bye.
Happy anniversary. I remember the day well. Bye. Okay.
Year we have a sunflower competition, and so we have the judging of the sunflower competition. I have to say that Colin really ought to have won all the prizes, because of course he's had to look after all the sunflowers because they were here when they were planted. But Oliver won. His was the tallest. And he's put in a lot of work, didn't you, Oliver?
How tall was the tallest?
And Eve, how tall was the tallest? Actually, they were different seed from the ones we've used before, and they weren't actually very, very tall, were they, Alexander? The sunflowers. They had lots of heads on rather than being one tall head. They had lots of heads on, but it did mean we could have some other competitions. We had the one with the most heads on it, and the one with the biggest head on it, and the one with the least black fly. So everybody's the winner. Everybody's the winner. We don't have any losers.
Did Colin win the one with the least black fly?
No, Zoe won with the one with the least black fly. Colin's absolutely died, because I think he was very busy looking after the others. but he was allowed to nominate one that had been sort of replanted by a bird, I think. It's in one of the beds instead of in a pot. Oh. Completely different and different species. You know, it's a very tall one with a head, so one head. So he got a prize for having a bit of help from a mouse or something. Yeah. Right. So, right, Alexandra, are you going to go and sit with Daddy? Do you think? Yeah.
Everybody has a drink.
Except you.
Except Oliver.
Oliver's now got one. Oliver's now got a drink.
Are we tea or alcoholing?
Well, we're alcoholing.
Oh.
They're slur to match.
Because this is a rosé champagne. Don't know what it's going to taste like, but that's what we've got. Oh, Grandpa needs to move over, or we move round. Well, we have to angle it anyway to look at the cake.
Grandpa, remember you've got a bottle under your chair.
You've got a bottle under.
Oh, he's like his daddy.
Move the camera as well.
Right.
No, you need to move the camera. Move the camera will be the easiest thing because it's mostly looking at the. That's better.
Oh yes, we've got you both.
See both of us now. Yes.
I've never tasted slur.
Your task.
My task to toast
Yeah.
to the golden wedding couple.
Whatever anybody's toasting with, tea, coffee,
water in a wine glass.
Thank you. Thank you very much for our present and for joining us, albeit, you know,
virtually.
I think it's been absolutely lovely. So thank you for inviting us. Cheers.
Whoops. We better light these candles.
Careful. Okay.
Not. I'm not. Are you on the horse?
Is it a 50?
That'll be a second.
Right. Okay. I'll be ready.
Everybody can.
No, it's a bit windy for candles. I need to turn the candle, the camera. Yeah.
I have a small girl on my lap, not that you can see her. She's there.
Hi, Donna.
We can see she's there. Hello, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
All right,
No, that was yes.
Hi.
Hi,
Isaac. Hi, Isaac. Goose and Lars.
You're giving your dad horns.
Oh, I can see some candles now. I can't see the cake.
That candle in front of Colin. You can just see the top third.
What's up, Oliver?
I like slur.
Yeah. Grandpa's having trouble with the candle. Oh dear. Right, he's trying to show the cake with the candles.
Oh,
it looks beautiful.
Can you make a noise to go with the horn, Andrew? Well, it's trying to keep that.
There are two cakes.
This one's the birthday and that one's the golden wedding. That's the idea.
Lindsay, you are a star. They're beautiful.
Well, I didn't make that one.
No, but the one you did make is beautiful.
Well, it's amazing what you can.
Don't argue with your bridesmaid. No,
I don't think we can light candles out of doors, though.
Not sure we can light them. Oh no.
Cake?
Yep. Ah, there it is.
Yes. Lighting some candles.
Hi,
Well-
hi, Edie.
Automatic blowing out candles.
They are one of these relighting ones.
Celebratory cake should have candles, I'm sure.
I feel we should sing, but I don't know a happy anniversary song.
They should have a cake the size of a table, and they should have 50 candles on it.
Wow, 50?
It would be an inferno.
I think we need the fire brigade if we have 50 candles on it. It's
So
got
you've got
5 on that one. No.
You would have to get a fire extinguisher.
We can't light them.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll have to just cut the cakes.
Yeah.
We can't light the candles out of doors. It's too windy.
A cake that's that small that had a candle that had 50 on. Perhaps that would
well, I would guess.
5 and a 0.
Yeah, we can have 5 and a 0.
one big.
How do you know if there are any, if there are 0?
Well, Grandpa's got 8 and 2.
Okay.
So 82.
He flipped over. Try again, hubby.
So, we're going to cut that one together. What's yours?
Aren't you meant to put your hands together like you did when you were cutting
We
at
are.
your wedding?
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
They cut the cake.
We've cut the cake.
Excellent.
You all have to just imagine how delicious it is.
I can taste it from here. Oh, tell us the flavour. That will help.
Well, this one's Christmas cake mixture. This one's a like fruit cake.
Lindsay,
and this
you can
one
buy some boxes.
we could.
Send it to us.
I might need to make a bigger
one.
cake.
Nice one. Good idea.
And this.
I'm not sure it would survive the transatlantic flight though.
No, they probably wouldn't be allowed in. You know.
No.
Do they do that nowadays?
It's weird.
Do they do little cake boxes nowadays?
Probably not. I don't know. If I went to Hobbycraft, they might maybe.
Oh,
but,
very good.
You know, somewhere like that. But
I've forgotten all about those.
It's delivered. It'd probably be mouldy by the time I got here.
It always was, Andrew. When you put those wedding cakes in boxes, and it arrived, it was completely inedible and it cost a fortune to send. Brilliant.
That's true.
Across the Atlantic makes no difference. the thing is, so the chances are the cake would land in British Columbia, the other side of Canada from me, and they'd then take up 2 months to get here. Because that's just apparently what they do these days.
And the sniffer dogs would have it anyway because they wouldn't like whatever was in it. Always worry about jars of Bovril when we go to you because it's meat product. And you know, you buy a new jar of Bovril and it's all sealed up and it's in a suitcase, but still as the sniffer dogs go up and down, they might be looking for it.
When I went to Kenya, I had to walk past with some people searching bags, and I was just praying they weren't going to check on it because I had been asked by my boyfriend at the time to bring something with me. So it's like, please don't ask to check my bag.
You need to be really crazy. If you go to New Zealand, you get and America, you get arrested.
You were aware of it at the time.
I know.
Oh, I put out some star-shaped ones. There are a lot more in stars on the dining room table. You come and talk to people and I'll find them because then there's enough for everybody. Because then we can put one on each for everybody. Right.
I wasn't given the proper instructions.
I thought you were in charge, Colin.
Brought the wrong serviettes.
Oh no.
The combination of the shirt and the dark glasses.
Oh man. Hey. I'll do it to you.
Now we can see you.
That's not me.
Oh, it doesn't even hurt. I love it.
Dana, are you making Daddy into
Only
a
got Olivia's ear.
Who's on last?
Ah, there we are.
My other one now.
Sorry, I didn't.
That's all right. No, no.
Yes.
You might want to cut that one as well, because that's a
Yes.
sponge.
Well, that's what I thought you were doing.
Stop buzzing in your head. That.
Now, we've got to cut the other cake as well, because there are those who don't eat fruit cake.
Well, that's right. We're quite happy to have either.
Yes, so am I.
I only like sponge.
Okay, well, here's the first slice.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, look at that.
Lovely. Very
That's in honour of the NHS, we decided.
Oh, excellent.
Proper size slice as well.
It's a long way away.
Are you having fruit cake or sponge cake over there? Fruit cake? You're all fruit cake. Sponge or fruit cake?
I'll have fruit cake.
Ooh.
Stop it!
What would you guys have liked if you'd had some?
Two types of cake.
Hungry. I'm hungry for cake.
That's the fruit.
Wow.
What time is it in Canada?
Zoe? No, they haven't started over. Oh, the only one is Eve at the moment.
Oh, right.
Sponge Eve.
Right.
What are you having?
What's that?
Okay.
That is a mermaid.
Oh, you got yogurt.
Cool.
You got yogurt cake. On your chin and on your foot.
Ooh, Jungle Fortress. Dark Forest Fortress. Yeah, I want that one. Tech Tower.
We're getting